Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Adult Chair on rashpixel.fm. I'm Pete Wright, and I am so excited to be post-spring breaking with Michelle Chalfant. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Pete. Welcome home.
And you.
Thank you.
We did some faking out.
We did fake out.
We did do some faking out. We did some pre-recording.
Yep.
Before you and I left on our respective global excursions. Mm-hmm. And now we're back in real time.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
How are you? How was your trip?
My trip was fine. I'm not a gigantic cruise fan, but it's perfect for teenagers that need to be contained. So we were able to keep our eyes. That was really why we did it. So we could keep our eyes on those 16-year-old boys. They did not get into trouble, unlike last year. So it was that for that reason, it was fine. I was off on the end of the ship with a few other people, very quiet, and did some reading and got a ton of sun and relaxed. It was wonderful. And you in China?
Yeah, I did China. It was amazing. It was it was beautiful, and I'd never been there. I too was chasing children as a chaperone for my 5th grade son's his capstone trip for his Chinese school, and it was magnificent. We did Shanghai and Xi'an and Beijing and all of the appropriate, big ticket kind of destinations, right? The Terracotta Warriors,
Wow.
Michelle, amazing.
I don't even know what that is, I have to say. I'm sorry.
What?
Should I know?
What? Yeah,
Terracotta
Warriors. This is a thing you should know.
Okay.
So this farmer in the mid 90s, this farmer started digging, and he found this head, and as he kept digging, it was attached to a body, and as he kept digging, the body was next to another body, and the bodies were lined up 8,000 long, and these are 6'6" tall, 6 feet 6 inches tall or bigger, with horses and carriages, and there are 8,000 of them, and they were all sort of commissioned by this emperor to guard him in the afterlife. And this farmer found them, and they're being excavated, and they've got 3 giant warehouse-like hangars.
Wow.
Of these Terracotta Warriors, and it's stunning. It is a stunning thing to behold.
Wow, I'm gonna Google that as soon as we're done here. That sounds amazing.
I'll send you pictures.
Please, I would love to see that.
It was fantastic.
Cool.
And we walked the Great Wall. Oh my goodness! The history is heavy in that country. Like, it's hard to go to a museum. You go to a museum and you think, hey, is a museum of American history, and that's a short museum. But you can cram a lot into that. But when you go to a museum that has to cover like 5,000 years of natural history in one building, it's hard to do. So
wow,
it's an amazing place.
Wow,
I can't wait to go back. It was beautiful.
I can't wait to see some pictures. The air is not good.
Air is bad. Beijing was tough duty, and so I'm pardon me, I'm fighting a little bit of a sickness. Anyhow,
I'm so sorry.
But we are here to talk about breaking patterns today, right? You did another one of your improvised recording sessions without me, didn't you?
Hey, you were not available. You can't blame me. I did. When it hits me, I've decided I'm either going to record it on my own, put it on YouTube, or of course save it for our time together. So one way or another, It's got to get out there. But yes, I did.
So give us an introduction. Tell us what inspired you today.
Breaking patterns, that has inspired me over the years, actually. And so many things that inspire me come from my clients, and I've had some clients that have come in and, why do I have the same boyfriend? Why do I only have relationships that last 6 months? Or why do I have the same kind of job again? It's just I'm even in a different state, but it seems like it's almost the same boss with a different job. And after 6 months, I'm ready to go. And why is that? What's going on? So I really have a deep understanding, and it's all based, again, in this adult chair work. Why and what a pattern is. What do we do with patterns? How do we break patterns? I was inspired and recorded, and here you go. There's 15 minutes of how do you break a pattern. So
I love it. I love it. So everybody, just stay tuned, listen to that, and you can find out more. Obviously, you can subscribe to the show for free. If you're not listening in a podcast app of choice, please head over to iTunes or Google Play or Overcast directory. Anywhere finer podcasts are served, you can subscribe for free, and it's super easy. Of course, let us know if you have any questions. We'll send you instructions. We're happy to do that.
I'm going to ask people to please go and add comments in iTunes on the podcast. Other people find out the more comments we have. The way I understand this, I'm just learning, we need some more comments. So if anyone really likes the show, I would love for you to please go and write some comments in iTunes. I would really, really, really appreciate it. It helps us to get out into the world a little bit more.
You know what helps is it's not just more comments. That's actually a misnomer. It's more comments in a short period of time. So just having a lot of comments, if they come over 5 years, doesn't really help people explore. So what we really need is, as you are listening to this on April 6th or over the weekend, everybody go write your comments right now. That will absolutely help us be uncovered for more people. That's the real secret. They call it momentum, and momentum is the secret sauce for uncovering podcasts.
Well, perfect.
So we sure appreciate it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
if you guys like the show,
write comments.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Please, please, please go write some comments.
Now, we do have this other bit of news hanging over us, and that is the Spring Intensive.
Yes. Everybody, if you want to learn more about how do you take the adult chair, how do you find your adult chair, how do you live in the adult chair, in your adult chair, come join us in Nashville, May 6th and 7th. It's from 9 to 4, both days at the Scarrett Bennett Center. They have lodging. If you're coming in, we have some people coming in from out of state. So please come join us. If you want to learn how to love yourself, how to work with codependency, improve relationships, narcissisms in your life. If you have any narcissists in your life, come and join us. We've got working with anxiety, depression, uncovering patterns based on, again, this podcast. We're going to do deeper work with that, shadow work, all kinds of experiential kinds of exercises to help you get deeper into yourself, to find your own adult chair. We're going to do a lot of meditations. And the people that have signed up so far, they're a great, great group. So very, very excited to lead this group of beautiful people May 6th and 7th.
Excellent. May 6th and 7th. Find out more about it on the website at michellchalfant.com. It's right there. You can't miss it.
Nope.
You can't possibly miss it. It's right on the front page. Click it and you can sign up right now. And I guess that's it, Michelle. That's all we have to say for our preamble. And so here we go. On behalf of Michelle and Pete, we're going to toss it to Michelle right now.
Okay, so let's talk about patterns. What I find is that when we sit and say things like, why does this keep happening to me? Why does my family keep treating me like this? Why do I keep getting these dead-end jobs? Why do I keep getting fired? Why do I keep getting fill in the blank? Why do I keep attracting partners like this? This is my third husband or my third boyfriend or my third girlfriend, and what do you know? It's the same damn thing. They keep cheating on me. Why does this keep happening? That, my friends, is called a pattern. What do we do when we're stuck in a pattern? From the adolescent chair, which is the part of us that has the ego, the part of us that says, it's never my fault, it must be your fault. That's where we sit and we'll start to blame. And we'll say, they're such bitches. I can't believe all these girlfriends of mine keep treating me like this. Or my boss is such an ass. He did this to me or she did that to me again. So we fall into the blame game, and we want the person outside of us to change. And we feel then oftentimes like a victim, and poor me sets in, like, why does this keep happening to me? So we can go from, again, angry and blaming, which remember, anger can be a defense. Anger can be a true feeling that comes from our child part, but more times than not, it is a defense that we use, and we push other people away, and we push away our feelings when we are angry. So anger can be a defense, and then we fall into blame. So I'm so angry that she or he broke up with me, and this is the third time, and what the heck? Why does this keep happening? And when we fall into that kind of mindset, You're right. We have fallen into the victim. The victim says things like, poor me. When we have the feeling or the energy of poor me, and I call it also Eeyore, like in Winnie the Pooh. When Eeyore sets in, we know for sure that we have fallen into the victim seat, which again, right in the middle, people, it's right in the middle. It's the adolescent chair. So in that adolescent chair, that's the ego. So then remember, the ego is going to defend itself. The ego is based in fear. The ego is the seat of the survivor. It's trying to keep us alive. So it's not bad. The thing that's missing from that chair that's vital for us to move and to, quote unquote, break these patterns is consciousness. So consciousness is only coming from the adult chair. It's where we have awarenesses. This is where we can change our perspective. We see a new perspective. The adult chair is where we take responsibility. So what we need to do is when we start noticing, wow, I'm in this pattern, whether again, boyfriends, family members treating me like this. Why do I keep, even something as basic as, why do I keep breaking my arm or why do I keep getting injured here? Everything is created from us. We are the creators of our reality. So what a pattern is something that is in the unconscious mind that we're just unaware of. So what we want to do with a pattern is we want to go find the belief that's creating this pattern. When you find yourself blaming, if you can't have, or if you don't have that awareness, hopefully you have a friend or a family member or somebody that can gently say to you, gee, I wonder why this keeps happening. From the adult chair, we wonder, we get curious, we gather information, we sit in the feelings underneath it all. So all these things happen from our adult chair. So we might say, let's say if someone keeps breaking up with you, or if you keep getting the same kind of job and what do you know, the same kind of boss too. What needs to happen is instead of blaming outside of yourself, look in the mirror. And this is not blaming yourself, by the way. I really, really, really want to point that out. This is not about blaming yourself and saying, why did I do this to myself? Why would I, again, this kind of victim-y, I got to say. So instead say, what? And this is actually a good thing. When we have patterns, it's something inside of us that is ready to be known. It's something inside of us that is, again, it's just creating our outside, our external reality. So, we have to sit and say, what is it inside of me that's creating this reality? So it's from a place of curiosity, and that's when we slide into the adult chair. We take responsibility for our lives. We don't blame others. So we might say if we keep getting fired or keep getting the same kinds of bosses, like, I wonder what is it within me that keeps creating this type of boss? And one of the key things to shifting these patterns, again, this is a way to make them known, is to sit inside of ourselves and drop into the adult part, or the inner child or the child chair. Sit in that child chair and ask yourself, what feelings are coming up? What emotions are coming up around getting fired again, getting broken up with again, creating another narcissist into my life? Why is this happening? What's coming up within me that is creating this experience? We are creating all of our experiences. So what is it within me? Well, I feel like this is an example. I may feel like I'm unworthy of love. So I keep creating partners that end my relationships. Or if I have a boss that is just a total bitch, let's say, in the beginning of the interview, they're really nice, and then they turn into this wicked witch. I might say to myself, what is it inside of me that keeps creating a boss like this? What is it? Is it something like, I'm not worthy? Is it something like I don't deserve to be treated in a loving way, or I'm not worthy of being treated in a respectful way? How does it make you feel when you're with this person? So just get really, when we do some self-inquiry, which we do from our adult chair, it helps to unravel and discover what these core emotions are, what these beliefs are that are underneath the patterns. And then when we can find out what they are, something like, people abandoned me. We might have that emotion that, again, comes from that roadmap that we create from 0 to 6 in that child chair. Something like people abandoned me. So maybe if your mom died or parents divorced or something happened when you were really young, you have this belief that says people abandoned me, or I'm not lovable, or something like that. Guess what? It's programmed in there, just like a computer. And that program in the mind or in within us then is playing out our realities as we get older. So that's how you find a pattern. You got to sit within yourself, find out, what are you feeling? What are the emotions? And what were the messages maybe that were sent to you around some of these emotions? So again, if your mom might have died or parents split up or something when you were young, you might have gotten the message incorrectly that you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy of people sticking around, you're not worthy of people staying present in your life, you don't deserve it, things like that. But only you know the answers. You got to sit within yourself. You've got to drop into yourself, find out what your truth is from your adult. When you do that, once you get to that root issue of where that pattern is coming from, what within you these beliefs are, then you can ask yourself, okay, what else do I need to learn about this? Is there something I need to learn from this person? And what else do I need to learn about myself? What does this person need to show me more about myself? Remember that everyone in the world, they serve as mirrors for us. They serve to show us who we are. They are showing us more about who we are on the inside. They're showing us our subconscious and unconscious beliefs. So if this pattern is recurring, ask yourself, what is it that I'm not learning? Is there something still that I need to learn about myself? Okay, so I've got this feeling of abandonment. Do I still need this anymore? Why is this coming up for me? What is it that I'm missing? Do I still choose this for myself? How would I feel if my partner stayed with me? So ask yourself the opposite question. So for example, if you have somebody that keeps leaving, if you have a partner that leaves over and over again, one partner after the next, they keep breaking up with you after 6 months. And I've had clients and even friends that say, I last in relationships about 6 to 9 months and then I get broken up with. So what would happen if they stayed longer than 9 months, let's say? How does that make you feel? So that's the opposite of leaving, is staying. I remember working with somebody years ago, and she really, really, really wanted a partner in her life. She wanted to have a boyfriend. She wanted to get married, but she had been single for very long. She was in her late 30s. And I said, I want you to imagine having this person come over. I want you to basically have a pretend boyfriend, an imaginary boyfriend. And we had a lot of fun with it, actually. We laughed a lot about it. And she came in every week. And one week she came in. She says, okay, this is what my boyfriend's like, and he's going to come over, and da-da-da. So then the next week she came in, and I said, so how's your boyfriend? And she said, God, it's so annoying having him over all the time. He wants to come over 3 nights a week. He wants to sleep over. I like my privacy. So we had a great laugh about it. But what we discovered about her was that she, as much as she wanted a boyfriend, wanted a partner, and in her mind wanted a partner, when it actually was happening, or again, in her mind, imagination, she was irritated by it. He came over too much. She didn't want him around so much. So with your pattern again, it's a great way to get our attention about our unconscious beliefs. Ask yourself the opposite. Once you get to the root emotion, the root belief, ask yourself, okay, so what happens if the opposite were true? How does then that make you feel emotionally? What comes up? Then you focus on that and start creating that. So if you have abandonment issues, let's say, start holding the belief, people stay. I'm worthy of long-term relationships. And write that down on a piece of paper, which actually brings it from the imagination into your reality, and then start focusing on that. Put it on an index card. Put one next to your bed on your nightstand. Put one on your bathroom mirror. So when you're getting ready in the morning, you see it every day. And then that starts to bring it into your unconscious. It's like updating an iPhone. This is what we're doing, or any kind of phone. We want to update that program. So the old program is there, and it's old, that says I'm abandoned. People abandon me. The new program would be, I'm worthy of relationships. I'm worthy of people staying. I deserve to have people stay. I enjoy company. I deserve a partner. Whatever it is, whatever your opposite is, there isn't a right or wrong. It's only true for you. And then focus on that. And then when you do that and you have these index cards or Post-it notes around and you're looking at these new beliefs, watch how the patterns break and the new beliefs create your new reality, and there are no more negative patterns. So that's that with the patterns. It's very simple. The thing is that we have a hard time catching them because we fall so quickly into blame and oftentimes into the victim. Become mindful and instead get curious about why you might be having that pattern. What is inside of you that is creating this reality for you? It's showing you something deep inside of you that you're unable to see. It's just one of our shadow parts. So that's that with with patterns. Have fun with this, and I'll be seeing you around in the adult chair.